What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lowkey Oj back with another video. So this tips and tricks, these MyGM tips and tricks, I was looking at YouTube and I was just looking around, and there's like, I'm literally the only person doing this. So I think I'm gonna stick with it. I think this is how I'm gonna make my name, by doing these tips and tricks, because like I have a bunch. It's just like I didn't think that people were really into it as much as they are. Maybe like if you guys have any ideas below on how I can get like my videos to be shown to more people, maybe my thumbnails, I need to improve on those, because the one video that I did do a thumbnail on has the most views, but it's also the most helpful video, which teaches you how to get the first pick in the draft. Anyhow, just leave it down in the comment sections below whether you have an idea on how I should promote this channel, or if you want, go and share the video. That would be very appreciated. That would help me grow. We can grow together as a family over here. You could be a day one, you know what I mean? Put it down in the comment section that, yay, I shared the video. I'll pin it, I'll remember you, a year from today, when I'm at that, million sub, you'll be part of history. But anyhow, let's just get right into this. So continue with the theme of the best sleepers that you can get in 2K17 MyGM. Now we're going towards the small forward position, and in the small forward position, this one was actually pretty easy because all these players I actually really like playing with. But to start it off, we're going to the Miami Heat over here, and obviously I can't show you like what you can trade for him to get him. But at number 5, we have James Johnson, my bad. James Johnson, who's a 79 overall. He's an elite inside scorer. He's got good strength, decent three-point shooting, as we see over here. Open shot 3 of 78, good mid-range. He's a very good defender, good dunker, good defense, all that. So if he's just coming off the bench, he could do a little bit of everything. He's kind of like your budget LeBron James, like really budget LeBron James, and his contract is only at $4 million a year, so fits right in. You can keep him for a couple years because he's only 29. Get rid of him when he's like 33, because that's when the players start declining when they're in the 30s. But I'll make a video showing how to keep your players from declining. But now we go on to number 4. We're going all the way to the Utah Jazz, and we have Joe Ingles over here. Now Joe Ingles is actually the perfect prototype for your small forward. He can fit right into your starting lineup or come off the bench. You won't be getting those messages about him complaining about his playing time, simply because his rating isn't that high. He is a 6th man of the year basically. Look at his ratings over here. He has the best 3-point rating out of all the players that I'm going to show you today. And on top of that 3-point rating, his defense is actually pretty good, with an 82 pick and roll defensive IQ, an 84 on-ball defense, an 85 defensive IQ, and 85 help defensive IQ, steal of 75. He's not that fast, he's not athletic, of course, but he makes up for all of that with a little bit of playmaking over here. It may not be great, but it's still something for a small forward coming off the bench, or just somebody that you need to be a glue guy on your starting lineup. Now let's go down to number 3, which we're going all the way to the Timberwolves. And this is a player who I thought could, he probably still could become like a solid player, like borderline star. In my gym, he definitely becomes a star, so that's why I have him at number 3. But we have Shabazz Muhammad, who isn't as good as James Johnson or Joe Ingles, but just the fact that he's 23 years old, he's on a rookie contract, and when you trade for him, like I didn't show you trading for Joe Ingles, but let me just show you for, actually why not, let's show what it's gonna take to get Joe Ingles. So for Joe Ingles, it's not gonna take much, just like it's gonna take basically your 6th man, 7th man, and another just throwaway player. So in this case, you would be actually winning this trade because you're getting Joe Ingles, who can shoot the ball better than James Johnson, is a better defender, but just not as good of a playmaker or athletic. And on top of that, you get Raul Neto, who is a better player than Willie Reed and will have more trade value than Willie Reed once you play a couple seasons with him and he grows to be like a 78 overall. And yeah, that's a good trade. So if we go down to the Timberwolves over here, with the Timberwolves, and we go to Shabazz Muhammad and we look what it takes to get him. Now they may be asking for a lot here, but really, like I said before in my other video, all you have to do is put up like a player who is a 1.5 star to 2 stars. Really, a 1.5 star should do. Put in the 2020 first round pick with a 2nd round pick, and voila, Shabazz Muhammad is yours. Timberwolves, if you're half decent at this game, you'll be able to get your team to be good by 2020. If you're not, you should probably quit. You should stop playing. It's not that hard. But other than that, at number 3 we got Shabazz Muhammad. And now as we go down to number 2, this is one of my favorite players to just play with in games, and one of the easiest players to get, also just by trading for him. But that is Robert Covington, who is 6'9", you know, a great 3-point shooter, a great defender. You know, his playmaking is not that great, but he's coming off the bench and he's a glue guy, so you don't really need him to be that good of a playmaker. But yeah, his defense is pretty good too. You know, he's actually like, if the guy number 1 was number 1, this guy would definitely be number 1. And to get him, look, you can give James Johnson and Josh McRoberts to get Robert Covington with Sergio Rodriguez. You just take off that contract. But of course, you could use the same method that I put in before, where you give them the 2020 first round pick and like a 2nd round pick along with like a 1.5 star player. Voila, he's in your team for the low, and you got a player for pretty much your whole MyGM series, because most people only play like a couple years. They only play until like their players that they started with are all gone, and then the simulated players are in, and all of a sudden you don't know who's in the league anymore and you don't really want to play. So at number 2 we have Robert Covington. And now if we go down to number 1, this player, I don't know how it's so easy to get him, but if we go over here to the Brooklyn Nets, which I don't understand either, because as the Brooklyn Nets, they should not want to trade their prospects, you know? Like, Rhonda Hollis Jefferson is a prospect, but it's like Brooklyn doesn't want him. But anyhow, Rhonda Hollis Jefferson, before the update, this dude's potential was like a 90 or something like that. It's crazy. But right now his potential is a 79, but you can easily bypass that just by in the off season sending him to a potential camp, and it goes up to like an 85. All of a sudden you have a star player on your team. He's only 21 years old, very athletic with a 93 vertical over here, 78 acceleration, 88 speed, and 82 lateral quickness. His defending obviously could use a little bit of work, but when you put that potential on him in the offseason, those stats go up substantially and becomes pretty good. His passing, he'll never be good at passing. He's basically just a slasher, and you can help him with the shooting a little bit by sending him to the camps. But with him just being a slasher, he'll be the best slasher coming off your bench. He could be an 85 raw, and if you've learned how to get the keep it real badge on him, like I showed in my very first video of these MyGM series, then you can have him for your entire career in MyGM. He'll be a very solid player. He'll be one of the best players that you can get. Honestly, he's the best value. He's 21 years old, you know, rookie contract. You can sign him for the cheap. And look, you don't even have to give up much to get him. Waddy Magruder, 17th of first round pick, and Willie Reed, change that to the 2020 first pick and the second round pick. Voila, all of a sudden you get Spencer Joydle and Rondé Hollis Jefferson for the cheap, and you have a solid bench to compete. So if you like this video, make sure to leave that like. I like the support that these type of videos have been getting shown, and I'll see you guys in the next video.